Hello everybody, I'm Jessica and welcome back to Shinmai Renkinjutsushi no Tenpo Keiei, otherwise known as the Management of a Novice Alchemist. I think that's the English name for it. I guess just Novice Alchemist will suffice though. So that's what I think we're gonna keep calling it. Right. In the previous episode, shit hit the fan real quick. And by we, I mean our main character already saved a girl, saved her life, regrew, or rather reattached her arm, and we already got our first battle with monsters, and that battle was successful. There were ups and downs in it, sure, like when the monsters attacked her base of operations, her home, but all in all, everything went well. A little bit too fast, perhaps. Honestly, because having this big of a battle in in episode 3, what's gonna await us in today's episode, in episode 4? Right? Are we going back to the easy life? And the previous episode was pretty much just maybe not an excuse, but a reason, a way to introduce those two new characters to our group, or are we going in the direction of constant fights and battles and having to defend the world from the evil king of demons or what have you, as is often the case when it comes to this kind of a show? I don't know. Hard to tell. Perhaps it's just adaptation woes and they decided to speed up the pace a little to get the exciting parts, or perhaps it's how it is in the source material as well. I can't tell because I'm not familiar with the source material. Besides that, we also got a little bit of a talk about the worth of human life, the worth of one's work, and how just saving people in a completely altruistic way will just lead to the downfall of perhaps even more people. Which kinda sorta makes sense. Kinda sorta. How should I say it? It makes sense from that very utilitarian, I guess, point of view. From the point of view of anime, where everything, all the main characters, well, not all of them, but a great majority of them are always idealized and they're always goody two shoes who are always running to help people, to go out of their way to find that medicine on the 17th level of a dungeon to help the mother of a completely unknown girl who just happened to stumble upon our main character in some alleyway and will later join the harem. You know the drill, right? Main characters, protagonists are always eager to help, eager to please. In this case, it's a transaction. Medicine costs this, and this much. My work costs this, and this much. You owe me this much money. You can pay in installments if you want, but you're gonna have to pay off your debt eventually. On one hand, I like it because it's a breath of fresh air. On the other, I still like it. It's just unusual. It's just gonna take some getting used to should other situations like this occur in the future. But right now, we have two brand new characters who, judging by how prominent they are in the opening, are going to be permanent members of the cast. So now we have an alchemist, a knight, a ranger, and the girl who's the clerk at the store. So not a particularly strong D&D party, but hey, it is what it is, right? Today's episode, I don't know what's gonna happen. The previous one felt very much like a closing of an arc, so to speak, a closing of that very opening arc, I guess, closing of the prologue. And now that we have assembled the cast, things are probably going to go in whatever direction, really. It can go purely towards calm and easy life. It could go purely towards battle. It could be any mixture of the two. Who's to say? Who's to say I don't know, but who's to see I do know. I am to see and you are to see. And to see that, you're gonna need the subs to sync up your own copy. I'm gonna need the sound, not to see but to hear, which is an equally important part of experiencing media. And of course, support. Support the channel if you want monetarily. Patreon throne links in the description. Or if you don't want to spend any money, share my content, spread the word, comment, like, subscribe, all that jazz. It always helps. And with that out of the way, we can start watching episode 4 of Novice Alchemist in 3, 2, 1, go. Right, someone started deciphering the alphabet in the comments to the previous episode. Yeah, she's the savior of the village. I mean, you were the one who sliced the monster in half. And berries ain't gonna cut it. The dead is more than just some berries. Okay, just straight up assembling her harem. Yeah, and they can find them and gather them. True. Tenpo Keiei. Okay, running the business. So Shinmai Renkinjutsushi is Novice Alchemist. Shinmai being Novice, Renkinjutsushi being Alchemist. Tenpo Keiei means running business or management. See, I'm learning Japanese, and I don't need Duolingo for that. Although I did use Duolingo for a bit, trying to learn Japanese. I could never remember all the alphabet. Just remember the symbol for no. That's it. Because it's like a spiral, easy to remember, and appears very often in titles of anime, manga, and so on, so that's the easiest one. Far-flung. Yeah, you gotta do something about that, huh? I mean, sure, just insert a window there. Can alchemy do something about it, perhaps? Probably. I mean, let's be honest, alchemy can do anything. Oh, that's convenient. Yeah, the only inhabited one. And why not? What does a hole in the wall bother the clients? I mean, yeah. You're gonna need money for renovation. And that, right? Should people need medicine or something? My nose itches. Why? Special offer. Okay, they get discounts. Gotcha. So it's kind of like a promo at a cafe where you get a bit of a discount if you bring your own cup. Or like uh I don't know what's it called, but it's like not a fee. But when you bring your beer bottles to the shop, they give you back some money for that. Yeah, that's probably the same idea. It's I can't remember what the name for it is. I'm missing a word, but oh well. You know what I mean, for sure. Yeah, there's always a risk to that. Should your alchemy fail for some reason. Right. Important alchemical ingredients, probably. Oh, she did. Why? I mean, yeah, they have the meat, they have the bones, pelts. They can still make money of those, right? Unless, like, no. Yeah, they have pelts and meat. Yeah, exactly. Not if you prepare it properly. Cure the meat, work the pelts. Just make skin out of it, leather, rather. You just need some. Again, I'm missing a word. But you need, like, tannins. I think tannins they're called. Just tan the pelts and you can preserve them and sell them. Not a huge issue either. Plenty of plants that have tannins in them. Okay, we're just going to a city. She can run. Like her master. Yep. Like master, like the apprentice. Probably. Yeah, with some flimsy walls. A maid cafe with, like, proper maids. Start with the one that's more hidden. I was expecting I gotta say, I was expecting a goth lolly from the look of the storefront and from the fact that all major characters so far have been women. No, he's trying to scam you. Say so. Say so. Take your wares and get out. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Go to the other store. It probably belongs to a cute little girl. And you're gonna be able to sell your stuff for the proper price. There is another store, though. Yeah, exactly. Luf, 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 luf. How do I know it's gonna be a girl? Not a cute little goth lolly, sure, but at least half of my prediction was correct. Yeah, that's where those swords come from. And there's more where that came from. Just chatting with a jar of gouged eyeballs on the table, having some tea and crumpets. Right, there was some talk about how that area of the Oak Village is like ripe with alchemical ingredients. Yeah. I mean, she could stay at an inn. Or she could stay here with Onesama. That's also fine. Oh, we're just at halfway point. Good, good. That means there's more left. Yeah, set up like another teleportation circle directly to her shop so you can sell your stuff easier. Your wife is probably waiting for you. Um. Yeah, everybody's up already. I mean, yeah, that would be plenty useful. So, like, demolish the wall fully and extend the house? Or something? Just like from her dream of eating tea and crumpets by a table. The carpenter? The carpenter. Wooden chair +3? That's just like a cast iron plate or something. Oh, it's a whole stove. Cool, cool. Couldn't you make like flame stones or something with alchemy? Just heat your food with that? Okay. I guess she has a sales mode. I wouldn't know. We haven't seen her sell particularly many things so far, so maybe it is something that she does enter. Okay, so it was just a regular cast iron plate. Yeah, she had to carve the magical symbols herself. A customer? Okay. First sale. First two sales, actually. Yeah. What are you going to use to cook, though, if you sell your stoves? It's just induction cooking. It's just an induction plate. Okay, so everybody's just a little bit richer, and all that wealth is going to amass in Sarasa. We have some bourgeoisie in the making. Do those glasses even help you? Yeah? A little overbearing, but yeah, you are being accepted. I mean, you were accepted in the first place. You just didn't see that necessarily, so. Wooden chair +3. A cookbook, yep, exactly. It's a dowry. Time for tea and crumpets. Exactly like from her imagination. Yep. Who takes a cookie from underneath instead of taking the one from the top, though? Yeah, it seems like it has a different feeling. Strawberry and apricot, probably. The open sign is still up. Oh, they're forgetting about her. Ouch. Another plate. Yep. Yeah, your mouth's gonna be super dry. I know this kind of a cookie. It is super dry. You need tea with it. One apple split across 4 people. Sure. I guess at least you can split it evenly. Like the stoves. Okay, so she's gonna be a little bit of an inventor as well, I'm assuming. Thinking of similar devices to the magic stoves that can make lives of the village folk easier. Like, I don't know, an automatic scythe or stuff like that. Should have invested in a second bed instead of in the kitchen. Or maybe not. I mean, who am I to judge, right? That's young Sarasa. Yeah. I feel like Iris is gonna be the butt of many jokes. Kind of a comic relief character. That's the vibe I got from the ending of this episode and from the ending. Hopefully they handle it well. I'm usually not a huge fan of comic relief characters. First time she made some money. Okay, let's go. Ooh, the shadow on the wall though. That makes my face super dark. Shit. Uh, I didn't even think that's gonna be an issue, but turns out it is. What if I do this though? Lock the exposure, crank it up. Yeah, my background is gonna be overblown a little, but at least you can see my face. There we go. And that was the episode. So, now, as we always do, let's go through it again. Shall we? Let's. Okay. Push the physical enhancements so my whole body is aching, and it's not something that potions can help with. Yeah? Yeah, normal potions won't do anything about it either, which is interesting. That potions, like stamina potions, are able to alleviate exhaustion. But if the exhaustion is caused by physical enhancement, by pushing yourself beyond the limits, then the potions won't be able to do anything. Normal potions, at least. Perhaps there are some, like, strong potions or master potions or whatever, which tells me that it's either some, like, lingering magic in her body or something that stops those potions from working, or it's simply that the muscles and the joints and the body, the organs, everything wasn't meant to go through this kind of a stress ever. So the potions are able to cure the regular amounts of stress to the muscles, the joints, the bones, the everything, but not like super high levels of it. Curious to see the limitations. Take nourishment from these, Miss Owner. Those are some big berries. Cherries, perhaps? I don't know. You could leave there, and that's gonna make it easier to repay your debt. Sure, if they're able to live here rent-free. And yeah, having a couple of essentially adventurers at an alchemist store is the perfect thing. They can move freely around the forest. They know all the nooks and crannies. They can hold themselves in a fight. So if Sarasa ever needs the left hind leg of a turbo boar, or if she ever needs some fire lilies or whatever else, having the two of them right there at her disposal, that's going to be immensely helpful. Actually, I kind of wonder. In world, we haven't met particularly many not even adventurers, particularly many alchemists. We just know Sarasa's master, and now we met that other alchemist in the city. But I wonder if more alchemists enter this kind of a mutually beneficial relationship with adventurers. Essentially, you go out there and find the ingredients to me, and in exchange, I can provide you with potions. I can provide you with magical tools or whatever, right? If you get hurt, I can heal you, but in exchange, you're gonna go out there, put yourself in harm's way to find ingredients for me. Interesting. We haven't seen anything like that, so I wonder if it's just Sarasa or if it's something more commonplace. OP. Yeah, I was wondering who she is, but now we know that she's the alchemist from the city. Cool gloves, though, by the way. Not even though, that though was completely and utterly unnecessary. The view is better now. I mean, yeah, you can just install a window there and have a pretty view outside. Can't see why not, honestly. Or just insert, I don't know, another door wouldn't make sense because there's door just nearby. But if there wasn't a door, you could install a door there and maybe a bit of a terrace and have your tea and crumpets outside. Number of houses with broken walls, indeed. We haven't seen those flame grizzlies like rage around the city. They were all corralled in the same place mostly, so it's kind of odd that we would have all this destruction throughout the town. If, as far as we're concerned, the grizzlies weren't running around the town. Unless a few of them actually did manage to make it out and rampage. A couple did make it and make it to Sarasa's home, so entirely plausible. Sorry, haven't had my coffee yet. Most serious damage to Sarasa's shop, considering it's the only one inhabited, sure. Couldn't open the shop like this. Yeah, it's not like... It's not a detriment having a hole in the wall. Like, why would it be? Honestly. It's just how it is. It's not like it makes the place, I don't know, unsanitary. It's not like some merchandise was destroyed. It's just a hole in the wall. Unless there's more to that, and there was more to that in the source material. Again, I don't know. I'm not familiar with the source material. I can't tell. And yeah, this is the perfect time to open a shop, because one, you need to make the money to repair your house. Two, the village folk is going to need an alchemist. If someone's hurt, if someone had their, I don't know, prosthetic arm destroyed or something or whatever, right? They're gonna need the help of an alchemist to get better, to fix their things, to build new things. Craft, rather, that should be... Yeah, alchemist doesn't build, alchemist crafts. And you get a discount when you bring your own bottles. Kind of a mixture of cafes that offer you discount on coffee when you bring your own cup, and the... it's like a... I'm gonna Google that real quick. Beer bottle refundable fee. Oh, there's apparently some like deposit. That's the word I was missing. Deposit, container deposit law. That's somewhere. I don't know. I know Germany has something like that. Apparently Ontario. Uh, it's a thing in Poland as well, where you get like a few, like a fraction of the price back when you bring your bottle back to the store, because it can be then reused. Most of the effort behind making potions comes from just making the bottles. Yeah, I mean, as far as the potions are concerned, you just throw the ingredients into the pot, stir it around, put some magic into it, and that's about it. When it comes to making bottles, you can't exactly rely on magic. You need that stove, you need to heat up the glass, you need to form it, you need to blow it. Yeah. Cloth for bedding. Yeah, it is expensive. It is expensive because it can fail, for example. Yeah, if I slip up in the process, it instantly becomes worthless. So the price, the cost of the materials that were used for failures is included in the price of the final product that was a success. Makes sense. Alchemist needs a certain level of savings. She's really business savvy, isn't she? I wonder if it's something that she learned at the school or something that she learned from her master. Or does it just come natural to her? We can earn money from some grizzly pieces. But yeah, she can just keep all the alchemical ingredients. Because even if the villagers were to keep them, all those livers and flame sacks and eyes, what would they do with that? Right? Like meat, they can eat or they can cure it and sell because they know the price of it. Same goes for pelts. They can use that or they can sell that because they've been selling pelts for however long. They know the prices, they know where to go. When it comes to alchemical ingredients, they would probably go to the store of the first alchemist and they would be ripped off. Perhaps not on the hordes because they knew those were flame grizzlies, not great grizzlies or whatever the fuck that dude was trying to say, but they would still probably get ripped off. So it's better that Sarasa keeps what she knows about and the villagers keep what they know about. Meat can be cured, can be pickled, and pelts can be processed. I mean, why is he having such issues, how will we handle the pelts? Like, you live in a village in a somewhat medieval times. Do you really not know how to process pelts? Do you not have a tanner anywhere nearby? Does nobody here know how to tan hides? I find it kind of hard to believe, honestly. Especially since you just need, really, for a very basic tanning, you just need to scrape off all the meat, all the fat from the skin, and just treat it with an extract of like oak leaves and oak bark. And that will be a very primitive form of tanning, but it will work. So I'm not really seeing the issue here. But maybe they don't have a tanner, maybe they don't know the first thing about tanning. Maybe it was always the alchemist, the village alchemist, who was dealing with that. And now it's just Sarasa. Is my camera delayed behind my voice? I can't tell. I've been having some issues with the camera today. It started freezing on me. At least now it's not freezing. I hope not. Maybe it's like skipping frames every now and then. I don't know. It is what it is, though. Yeah, okay, so it's just the contents of the flame sacks, the flame fluid or whatever, that's important. Also, proper PPE, wearing gloves, even going as far as her elbows, apparently. And yeah, of course, she can't use all of that because it's probably only some potions that call for those ingredients, and probably not like common potions like healing potion or, I don't know, stamina potion. Those seem to be fairly common, so it wouldn't really work for them to use uncommon ingredients. So yeah, it would be easiest to have my master buy them, but I wanna try to do that myself, forming connections with the alchemist in the city, because they might have to rely on that alchemist to buy some ingredients. Maybe she's gonna be able to get some experience from her, a little bit of tutelage. Maybe that alchemist from the city will refer some clients to her in the village, right? Forming connections, business partners, and whatnot. So that's also important. Also, I love how she's packing all that stuff into bear-shaped urns. Those are pieces of a bear packed in bear-shaped urns. That's just a little layer of extra that absolutely didn't need to be there, but it is. Yeah, physical enhancement, and she can just run. Those are very flimsy walls. There's no gatehouse, there's no turret. The walls are too thin to realistically like walk on top of them. It could have been a palisade, and it wouldn't make much of a difference, really. Honestly, it's kind of shocking and kind of disheartening how absolutely basic this city is. Right? There's absolutely no like flair, no care put into the thought, put into like the layout and anything in the city. Maybe not the layout, but right, but like you don't have residential houses right next to the walls. You don't build walls this thin. You have a gatehouse. You have some turrets. It's like a medieval city ordered on Wish. Honestly, from this shot, it really made my heart drop. Like, I know that this anime isn't of particularly great quality. I've been very clear about that from the very onset. But to see this is just. Now, this shot makes things better. Sure. It's a nice city with a lot of greenery, a lot of residential houses. The layout more or less makes sense, although it looks more like a village that just had its roads paved rather than a city proper, but natural organic growth of a city, I guess, can lead to those results. Some fountain in the middle, some important building. This looks better. Yeah, this looks better, but the walls are just, why even have them? Clothing store, hatter, bakery, cake shop. Yeah, a proper city. Drink tea in a place like that someday. Having some tea and crumpets with your friends. To alchemists. When I saw this with like an upside down bat and a skull and the purples and the blacks, my immediate reaction was, this store is owned by a tiny little goth lolly who's probably much older than her appearance would make you think, who probably has this sort of a nasal voice that like Nonon in Kill la Kill had, or who else? There's one more example of a character, Benna from Arknights. I guess that's like the best example I can come up with. But it's very nasal voice to her. Probably has like blonde locks, like that goth lolly from ReZero. That was the first thing that popped into my mind. Probably carrying herself all haughty and high and mighty, and like, oh, you're just a kid. I'm a much longer being an alchemist than you, so I know better what this costs. You know, that kind of an attitude. I don't know why, but I had like the perfect picture and voice and behavior and traits and everything of the owner of this shop. And then there's just this random ass looking dude. Kinda disappointed, not gonna lie. Kinda disappointed. And of course he's a scammer, because of course he is. Was the mistake coming here to South Strog? I mean, there is still the other alchemist, and thankfully she makes the proper decision to visit the other alchemist. But even if not, I mean, it's already sunset, so maybe at least find an inn to stay the night or something. Don't just immediately turn on your heel and run back to your house. You probably don't have enough strength to do that either, so I don't know, probably kind of a spur of the moment decision, but fairly very illogical, very weird for Sarasa, honestly. She's always fairly calm and collected and works through her issues methodically and doesn't let the emotions get better of her. That's the vibe I've been getting so far. And for her to make a decision like, oh, it's almost dark outside, I'm just not gonna visit the other alchemist, I'm not gonna spend the night here, I'm not gonna regenerate my strength, my energy, I'm just gonna try to run back home. Kinda odd. But thankfully she finds the shop of Lfifi. That probably says alchemy. Although no, because it has like two the same characters. And it would have to be like alk two C's on the two sides of this ng looking character. I don't know. Someone in the comments is gonna figure it out. And of course, it's a woman that owns this store, so of course she's trustworthy and she immediately sees the value in what Sarasa brought here. Because we need to keep up the, like, men are bleh and the girls are good, Yuri vibes, right? I don't mind it, mind you. It's not like I'm taking some issue with that. It's just funny to me, honestly. And how she says the exact opposites of what that dude said. That, oh, it's well preserved, it's fresh, it's handled well. The exact opposite of what he said. To think that the apprentice of someone like that would come all the way out here. Also, I love how they're just having mentioned it during the reaction. They're just having tea and crumpets by a table with these 2 jars of like preserved ice and liver juice and whatnot on it. I guess that's an alchemist for you. It doesn't bother them to see gore and viscera because they're using it in their daily work, but it's kind of interesting how completely nonchalant they are about it. Yeah, she can buy ingredients. If that's why you want to make connections at the city, Leonora and Sarasa can stay the night. Everybody's out early and we can build a kitchen. Well, you could have built the kitchen even earlier. You didn't necessarily have to wait for the wall to be broken. But hey, I guess it's a chance to renovate the whole thing. And yeah, we will. A kitchen will be useful to us because those two are working physically. They need to eat well, and since they're working here, then working and living here, then getting them something to eat would be beneficial. After all, if they were to constantly eat out somewhere at the inn, it would also take more time for them to pay off their debts, right? And this dude appearing completely ex machina, I don't know. I'm starting to have slightest bits of an issue with the pacing of this series, honestly. I didn't have those issues early on, but now I'm seeing some of those issues start popping up. That they're just talking and, oh yeah, yes, I agree, we're gonna make the kitchen. Oh, I heard someone wants a kitchen here. I can make you a kitchen. Kinda iffy. Probably not the issue in the source material again. Probably something that happened purely in the adaptation, but I have no clue. And also, everybody is like so incredibly nice and so incredibly helpful out of the goodness of their own heart. Like, I don't dislike it. It just strikes me as kind of off. Like, sure, she's the village alchemist and they need an alchemist. They want to keep her here. They want to make her welcome. But to just get out of here with, like, get out there with, oh, my pride as the village carpenter won't allow you to live in a falling apart house, or, and immediately came here with tools and everything instead of just coming in and saying, hey, yo, your wall is broken, I could fix that for you, like, free of charge, you're the hero of this village, genuinely, and I want to help. He just shows up and proceeds to do as he pleases. Iron plates, are they really that heavy? I know that cast iron is heavy, but that heavy? I don't know, maybe it is. I thought it is the magic stuff, but no, those are just iron plates that she has to engrave the symbols in. And now it makes sense why she went into, like, sales mode, into business mode, because she's gonna make those stoves and she's gonna be selling them. It's gonna be one of the products at her store. I was initially under the impression that she bought those magical stoves from the blacksmith dude, but no, the blacksmith doesn't sell those, so she's gonna make them. Because I was surprised that she would go business mode over trying to push someone else's wares onto her, but she's gonna make them again, so it does make sense. Yeah, creating good and proper magic circles. writing this weird text, and engraving all of that. That had to take a lot of work because holy Jesus, is it intricate. Icons of flame because, yeah, fire. Then we have like symbols of the four alchemical thingamajigs, I think, in the corners. Like albedo, nigredo, rubedo, and the fourth one that I can never remember. The yellow one, I think. Some text around. Yeah, that's cool. Now we just need to use resin to fill the gaps. She's been watching a lot of resin YouTubers, I guess. Guilty as charged. I am. And she also wants some magic staves. Because sure, she's using all of the firewood, she needs to pay someone to chop it up. Or she needs to chop it up and thus have less time to work in the kitchen or work the floor or whatever. Or someone else needs to chop it, and that takes them away from their duties. She needs to buy that firewood. She needs to store it. It's inconvenient. It takes time. It takes money. This is a one-time investment, and all of that goes away. That's savvy business for you. There you go. Brand new induction plates. This is interesting. That all the money the villagers got, or at least good chunks of it, are slowly making it to Sarasa. Interesting. And of course, everybody is grateful. Because she saved the village, why wouldn't they be, right? Proper kitchen, the interior looks great. I mean, those are some nice things on the window that I again forgot the name for. And some flowers, and a cookbook. Okay, time for tea and crumpets. Leonora gave her some sweets, and apparently, somehow, they forgot about Iris. How? I don't know. I mean, I know, or I want to ask how, why, I don't know. I do know why. Because haha funny. Because she's the butt of the jokes. Because she has haha funny reactions and haha funny interactions with Kate. That's why. Yeah, we had to have this scene essentially to bring some haha funny moments. And yeah, all's well that ends well. They can have some sweets, some apples, some tea, and suddenly it starts feeling like home, doesn't it? With friends living here, and wife, so that we and everyone from the village can spend every day with smiles on our faces. That's a goal I can stand behind. I like to come up with products people can use in their everyday lives. So, like the magic stove, also other things. Like an alarm clock, perhaps. That's a very modern looking alarm clock in what is essentially medieval times. I wonder if it's actually her invention that she's gonna create later on, or is this word more advanced than I thought? I don't know, could be either way. And that's about it. Cool episode. Much needed downtime after the intensity of the previous episode. We are back to the core, quote unquote, of this series, which is doing some alchemy, meeting with friends, eating tea and crumpets, being an alchemist, making things, meeting new people, and in general, all sorts of like fluffiness and cute girls doing cute things kind of deal. Makes me think we might enter some other battle combat arc soon, Or maybe not. Because from what Sarasa said at the end, it seems like we're gonna enter the arc where she's trying to figure out some things that will make the villagers' lives easier. Some automation, some better tools, I don't know, a method of automatically extracting water from the well, like plumbing in the entire village, or, things like that. Or maybe a water heater, or similar stuff. We know that not every house has a bathtub. It's just hers that has it, and it's like super unique because of that. So maybe creating an onsen. It wouldn't surprise me if she were to build an onsen with magically heated water. Genuinely, many I noticed many series that are about development. I like to call them build isekai. This is not an isekai, but it's kind of sort of a common theme in series where the main character has some special knowledge or special abilities or whatever and decides to build something, to start a guild, or to build a village, or to make the village he's living in better. Very often, pretty much always, someone, most commonly the main character, discovers a source of hot water, some hot springs, and builds an onsen around it. Or just builds an onsen because he can make just water hot with magic or with special skills or whatever um, other power. So it wouldn't surprise me if the next couple of episodes, hopefully, we focus on developing the village itself. That's gonna be cool. That's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be exactly what I want to see, to be perfectly honest with you. You can take the combat, the fighting, take it or leave it, mostly. I'm here for the alchemy, for the building of, like, expanding the village, working on the house, adding some kitchen, adding some other rooms, things like that. I'm all for it. Maybe traveling to the city, talking with people. So today's episode really did hit the spot for me. Now the city itself, the city was fine. It's just that one scene by the gates. You can hardly call it a gate, really. It's just like, why? It's like someone was told that, hey, yo, medieval cities have walls around them, and was like, oh, sure, walls, I can make a wall, and made a wall, just not a city wall. Like, what's it supposed to protect if it doesn't have a gate? What's it supposed to protect if there's no gatehouse? What's it supposed to protect if it doesn't have, like, turrets or things like that? Just two guys with halberds standing on the opposite sides, on the inside of the city as well, for some reason, instead of the outside. Someone didn't do the research, apparently. That's the vibe I'm getting from that. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I had to say about this episode. All in all, cool. Kinda disappointing city. Kinda disappointed that I didn't get some goth lolly alchemist with a nasal voice that I wanted. But what's her face? Leonora. Leonora is fine as well. I don't mind her at all. She's cool, and she's nice. So yeah, that's gonna be it. But maybe you have something more to say on the topic, and if so, leave a comment down below. What did you think of this episode? My reaction, my theories. No spoilers from the source material, please. I beg of you. I want to experience it all myself, completely blind, as I have been doing all this time. If you do want to talk spoilers, Discord, here, also link in the description. Join it. There's a channel dedicated specifically to this anime that you can join and spoil to your heart's content, because you can use spoiler tags on Discord and can't use them on YouTube. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases of not only Novice Alchemist but also Tensei Shidaraken Deshita, the Sword Isekai, also Madoka Magica. You still have the finale to be released, and then later the movie of Madoka Magica I will be reacting to. There's also Symphogear Axis that I'm kinda behind, but only on Patreon. On YouTube it's coming out on scheduled times. And also Gundam Witch from Mercury that I'm again behind on, but I'm gonna catch up eventually. And some other shows that I might or might not be reacting to, as well as some streams, because I do stream every now and then. And with all of that out of the way, I think that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's the list of Patreons. You can be one of those people if only you so desire.